you speak too much? Are you constantly revealing your plans, thoughts, and strategies to others without realizing it? Let me tell you something most people never understand. Silence isn't weakness. It's the ultimate power move. The more you reveal through words, the more people find ways to use them against you. It's a fundamental principle of human nature. There's something powerful about strategic silence, becoming the observer rather than the speaker, and mastering the art of calculated restraint. Committing to become a master of silence can be transformative, exciting, because you know that when you do speak, your words will carry immense weight. Funny thing is, when you reach this level, you won't speak unnecessarily, because you'll understand that the power of silence far outweighs the weakness of words. Let's get into how to master this the right way. I'm going to break it down to the 3 key parts. First is why silence equals power. Second is how to master strategic silence. And third is how to leverage your silence for maximum impact. And if you mess up any part of this, especially the application, you're going to regret it. Let's get it. Why silence equals power. Number 1, information is currency. Information currency. Every word you speak is information given away for free. You're literally handing others the ammunition to use against you throughout history. The greatest strategists were not those who spoke the loudest, but those who knew exactly when to say nothing. The leader who reveals their thoughts becomes predictable. The negotiator who cannot hold their tongue loses before the battle begins. In a world obsessed with noise, with constant communication, with the need to be heard, we have forgotten the ancient wisdom that true power often lies in what remains unsaid. Remember this next time you feel compelled to speak. Ask yourself if you're giving away valuable currency for nothing. Number 2, mystery creates power. Create mystery. Humans are naturally drawn to what they cannot fully understand. When someone remains quiet in a discussion, others automatically assume depth. They project wisdom, authority, control onto the silent figure, while simultaneously revealing their own insecurities through nervous chatter. This psychological mechanism gives the silent strategist an immediate advantage before a single word is spoken. Silence creates an aura of mystery, of unpredictability that keeps others constantly guessing. Silence is not the absence of power, but its most refined expression. It is not weakness, but calculated strength. Number 3, discomfort forces revelation. Force revelation. Most people cannot tolerate silence. It creates discomfort, tension, a void that they feel compelled to fill with words, with explanation, justifications. In their desperate attempt to break the silence, they reveal everything: their fears, their desires, their strategies, their weaknesses, while the master of silence simply observes, collecting information, gathering intelligence, learning exactly where to strike. When the moment comes, the skilled practitioner of silence asks a question, then waits, not rushing to fill the void, but allowing the tension to build until the other person feels compelled to elaborate, to justify, to reveal far more than they initially intended. This technique has been used by the greatest interrogators, negotiators, and leaders throughout history. Number 4, time creates advantage. Time advantage. Silence creates timing. Advantage: the person who speaks first often commits to a position that limits their options, while the one who waits can adapt their response, can observe weaknesses, can identify the optimal moment. Consider how many have destroyed themselves with impulsive statements, with emotional outbursts, with unnecessary revelations that could have been avoided through disciplined silence. The thoughts you keep concealed are weapons that remain sharp. The plans you keep private are surprises waiting to be unleashed. The intentions you mask are advantages your opponent cannot counter. Silence gives you time to think while forcing others to speak without thought. Number 5, asymmetry establishes control. Establish control. Information asymmetry is the foundation of power. The one who knows more than they reveal always maintains the upper hand, while those who reveal more than they know surrender their advantage without realizing it. In any negotiation, in any conflict, in any relationship, the party with greater information control holds the power to dictate terms. This is why silence is not just tactically useful, but strategically essential. Those who speak only when necessary, who choose their words with care, who allow silence to emphasize their statements, are perceived as commanding, as authoritative. In contrast, those who speak constantly without restraint, who fill every moment with noise, quickly find their words losing value, becoming background noise easily ignored and dismissed. How to master strategic silence. Number 1. Control impulses. Your mouth betrays you much more than you know. You need to get it under control. The mind that speaks without restraint is like an open book, easily read, easily predicted, easily manipulated, while the mind that reveals itself selectively, strategically, intentionally remains a mystery. You will have trouble controlling your mouth. At first, it's going to take time and deliberate practice. The natural habit we have is to just spill information. It's coded into us for the survival of the species. We need to fight that programming to master silence. You will need to learn to catch thoughts before they leave your mouth. Every time you feel the urge to speak, pause. Ask yourself, does this serve my purpose? Am I giving away information for free? Am I speaking out of ego or strategy? Number 2, embrace the discomfort. Embrace discomfort. Silence creates discomfort, not just for others, but for you as well. You must learn to sit with this discomfort, to embrace it, to welcome it as a sign that you're exercising power. Silence is patience made visible. It is discipline externalized. It is strategy embodied. Those who cannot remain silent, who feel compelled to speak, to react, to respond, immediately demonstrate a fundamental weakness, a lack of self-mastery that would be recognized immediately as fatal to any serious ambition. Power requires patience, and patience often manifests as silence. Train yourself to be comfortable in silence, to find power in it, to recognize it as your greatest strategic asset. Number 3, observe everything. Observe everything. Silence also creates the space for observation, for study, for understanding your opponents. When you are speaking, you cannot be listening. When you are talking, you cannot be observing. But when you are silent, your senses are fully engaged, collecting the data that will later prove decisive. Most people never develop this skill. They are too focused on being heard, on proving their intelligence, on demonstrating their worth through constant verbalization, never realizing that with every unnecessary word, they diminish their power while revealing their insecurities. Treat every conversation as intelligence gathering, every interaction as reconnaissance. Listen more than you speak, watch more than you show, learn more than you teach. Number 4, master the timing. Master timing. There is a rhythm to power. A timing. Knowing when to speak and when to remain silent is not merely about self-control, but about controlling the entire dynamic of interaction. The flow of information, the balance of power, the momentum of events. Those who master this rhythm, who understand when silence serves them better than speech, who recognize the precise moment when words will have maximum impact, possess an advantage that transcends mere tactical consideration. It becomes strategic dominance. Nothing wastes so much as haste, and this applies doubly to communication. Hasty words reveal intention, expose strategy, and eliminate the element of surprise. Learn to feel the moment when silence has done its work, when the time to speak has arrived, when your words will land with maximum force. Number 5, create calculated persona. Create persona. Silence allows you to control what others see, to project strength while concealing weakness, to appear resolute while maintaining flexibility. Every word spoken narrows possibilities, creates commitment, establishes expectations, but silence keeps all doors open, all options available, all strategies viable. The silent individual becomes a mirror, reflecting back the hopes, fears, and expectations of others while revealing nothing of themselves. This is the essence of power. Dynamics, control over information, asymmetry of knowledge, manipulation through selective revelation. Craft your persona through what you don't say. Let others fill in the blanks with their projections, their assumptions, their imagination. They will create an image far more powerful than anything you could construct with words. How to leverage your silence. Number 1, Speak with intention. Speak intentionally. When you do break your silence, make it count. Speak only when you have something valuable to say, something that advances your position, something that misleads your opponents, or when the silence has done its work. Those who speak rarely but with purpose command attention. Their words carry weight, significance, power in a room full of noise. The quiet voice that speaks with precision cuts through everything. Choose your moments carefully. Prepare your words thoughtfully. Deliver them deliberately, and then return to silence. Let your words hang in the air. Let them work on the minds of others. Don't undercut their power with explanation, with qualification, with nervous chatter. Number 2, use silence as response. Silence response. One of the most powerful applications of strategic silence is using it as a response when faced with a question you don't wish to answer, with an accusation you don't wish to address, with a situation you don't wish to engage. Simply remain silent. Most will find this unbearable and will fill the void with interpretations, with assumptions, with projections, all of which you can later confirm or deny as serves your purpose. Silence as response creates ambiguity. It preserves your options. It maintains your position. It forces others to reveal their hand first in negotiation. The side that can tolerate silence, that can wait, that does not rush to fill the void with concessions, with compromise, nearly always gains the upper hand. Number 3, create information gaps. Create gaps. Strategic silence isn't just about saying nothing. It's about creating gaps in what you do say, revealing enough to generate interest, curiosity, engagement, but not enough to satisfy it completely. These information gaps compel others to lean in, to pay attention, to pursue. You become the puzzle they want to solve, the mystery. They want to unravel the question they want answered by creating these gaps through selective silence. You maintain control of the interaction. You direct attention where you want it. You create engagement on your terms. Master the art of saying just enough to create intrigue, but not enough to surrender your informational advantage. Number 4, build anticipation. Build anticipation. Silence builds anticipation, creates tension and generates a sense of expectation when someone known for their silence finally speaks. Everyone listens, everyone pays attention, everyone assigns significance to those words. Use this to your advantage by cultivating a reputation for speaking only when necessary, only when important, only when meaningful. The anticipation that builds around your words will give them power far beyond their content. This is why, in ancient courts and power centers, the one who spoke least was often feared. Most silence communicates strength in a way that words rarely can. Anyone can talk, but few can command attention through their mere presence, through the anticipation of their words, through the weight of their silence. Number 5, employ tactical revelation. Reveal tactically. Just as important as knowing what to keep silent about is knowing what to strategically reveal. The skilled practitioner of silence knows that occasional, calculated revelations serve to validate the persona they've created, to reinforce the impression they've cultivated, to advance the strategy they've developed. These revelations should be carefully chosen, precisely timed, and deliberately framed. They should appear organic, not calculated, authentic, not strategic revealing, not performative, but in reality, every word should serve a purpose. Every disclosure should advance your position. Every revelation should strengthen your hand while appearing to expose it. The power of reappearance. Understanding and mastering strategic silence will transform how you operate in the world. But here's the interesting part. Silence mastery. Once you've truly mastered strategic silence, you won't need to consciously practice it anymore. It will become your natural state. You'll no longer feel the need to fill silence to prove yourself, through words to reveal your thoughts unnecessarily. You'll have internalized the power of restraint, the strength of observation, the advantage of mystery. You'll speak only when it serves your purpose. Only when it advances your position, only when the time is right, and in doing so, you'll find that you've achieved a level of power, of influence, of control that those who cannot master their words will never comprehend. The modern world has forgotten this ancient wisdom in an age of social media, of constant updates, of incessant noise. The person who masters silence immediately stands apart. Mysterious, powerful, in control, while others exhaust themselves with endless chatter, the silent observer watches, plans, calculates, and waits. Ask yourself honestly, do you speak too much? Do you reveal more than necessary? Do you fill silence out of discomfort? Or have you learned the ancient wisdom that silence is not the absence of power, but its most refined expression? And if you'd like to learn about other Machiavellian principles of power, check out our other videos on strategic thinking.